Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot, with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. We are all here sharing this human experience together, and this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic selves. Whoa, excuse me. We do things differently here. So that being said, if the message does resonate, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. Triggering statements may arise on the readings themselves. There is no obligation to force it to fit, and remember that triggers are a beautiful blueprint for us to deepen our healing journey. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box below. So today's message, we are asking, how are you seen from the eyes of your spirit guides? And it's beautiful because I started this reading and it was 123, and I feel like, just a quick message here, many of you have been seeing 1 2 3, 2 3 4, 3 4 5, like very consistent progressive numbers, and I feel like that is a direct message from your spirit guides, as we see you as somebody who is always making progress even when you don't feel like you are. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and start with our prayer. As you all know, I open these up with a prayer first and foremost, and then we'll talk about that a little bit more. My beloved source, this prayer is for anyone and everyone who comes onto this reading, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. Sometimes we're not sure if we are making progress or if we are worthy of what it is that we're asking for. Sometimes we struggle to see the benefit in this very difficult, heart-wrenching journey. And we're trying to heal. We're trying to gain the wisdom from that healing so that we can face daily situations and circumstances, whether good or seemingly bad. We're doing our best. But as humans, we are bound to make mistakes. We're bound to struggle. We're bound to question the validity of this situation and this circumstance and journey, because we don't see a lot of progress all the time. We're constantly raising the bar for ourselves. We're constantly changing things for ourselves. And that in and of itself creates an ever widening path that seems never ending. And so today I ask that you help us look back over our journey and truly celebrate how far we've come. Truly accept that we are making a difference for ourselves, and that we're never obligated to burden or to shoulder the responsibility of making a difference for others. Truly, when we make a difference within our own lives, this is what reverberates out to affect others. But sometimes we take on burdens that are not ours. And today I ask that you give us the courage to set those burdens down and refocus on the journey of love. Refocus on the journey of self-care. Refocus on this journey of connecting with the divine. As these words are spoken in this moment upon this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. All right. Get that over there. So we are going to be using the Wild Unknown Alchemy Oracle today by Kim Krans. I felt really called to using this one today. So let me go ahead and get the cards out, and then I'll talk about the channeled message that I got in the collective energy, because I feel like that's where it needs to be chatted about. So, all right. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? What alchemy oracle cards will help us better understand this message? How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? These cards are very awkward for me to shuffle. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Why do I hear that song right now? She lived her life like a candle in the wind. Who is that? Elton John? Candle in the Wind. Yeah, that song is coming through like really strongly right now. Also, I don't know if I can just show you. I was just shuffling. How far in did it go? Oh, I don't know how far in. The Crow card. Yeah, here it is. The Ravens card came out. And there's a raven sitting outside right now. Just right outside the window. Oh, he just flew away. So that's really synchronistic too. And the ravens have been here for the last couple of weeks, but the last few days they kind of disappeared, and it's been super windy today, and all the birds have come out even though it's incredibly windy. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Okay, thank you. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Oh my goodness. My hands are too small for this. All right, so pile 1. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? All right, thank you. I think I'm going to put them like this. Oh, now there's 2. Now there's 2 of them out there. For pile 2, there's 2 of them out there. Pile 2, how are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Thank you. Now there's 3. That is too much. I can't. 1, 2, and 3. What is happening right now? So definitely need to talk about that in the collective message. They're all 3 right there next to each other. Oh, he just shoved him out of the way with his leg. Oh, I wish I could show you guys this. This is hilarious. Pile 3. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Okay, thank you. All right, so before we look at the bottom of the deck, let's just talk about this. Here comes number 4. So if we had a 4th pile, there you go. Yep, number 4 is coming out here. 5. Okay, so like I said, I haven't seen them in a couple of days, and that's really synchronistic that it was like I was on pile 1 and 1 showed up, and there they all go. They all fly away. I was on pile 1 and 1 showed up, pile 2 and 2 showed up, and then 3, and then there was 3. That's crazy synchronistic. And we started the reading at 123, and so I feel like for the collective message, this seen through the eyes of your spirit guide is someone who's constantly making progress, but it looks the same to you. It looks like you're not making progress, or it looks like there's just so much that you have to do that it's hard to see things changing, or it's hard to see you moving forward, or it's hard to see things happening in your life because there's just so much that feels like needs to be done. But your spirit guides are always with you, and they are always giving you messages. And especially with the ravens coming, it's like they're trying to tell you that we're here and we're always going to be talking to you and guiding you as long as you give us the opportunity to come in. You know, they'll never interfere with our free will. That's not something that they do. They don't just step in and take over. We have to give them permission to come in to help us. And I feel like that's what they want to remind you right now, is that you can give them that authority if you would like. And maybe authority is the wrong word, because our spirit guides and our angels and our helper guides and all of those people and spirits that help us, they don't want to take over our lives. Like, they don't want us to give away our power to them, but we can absolutely invite them in for their advice and their guidance. And that's what they do best. They like to assist us. They're not here to take over the journey for us, but we're the only ones that have the power to invite them in. Okay, so let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. We've got conjunction. Number 71. Look at this energy. There's a lot of repeat cycles that you've been going through in your life, and somehow, in some way, you've moved it from the shadow and into the light. And things that you were once entirely scared of or frightened by are no longer frightening to you, and they are in awe at how much you have done. Specifically 3. There's this message where there's specifically 3 guides that you're working with, and I feel like that's super synchronistic. So that could be an ancestor, that could be a guardian angel, that could be, you know 3 spirit guides, but there's like specifically 3 spirit guides that come in and are constantly working with you, or that you constantly go to for help and assistance. And it's helping you to balance out this journey where there was so much that was triggering you and so much that was affecting you and keeping you feeling small and almost taken over by the outside world. And there's been some sort of alignment that has happened by you simply being with each moment as it arises. And they are so happy and they're so proud, and they see you coming into this union with self and this union with them, and they're getting ever stronger. The connection between you and them is getting ever stronger. And there's this merging of where you recognize when they're coming in and giving you advice. And there's also this recognition where you're hearing your intuition, your own internal soul coming in and giving you advice. And you can definitely tell the difference. And they're not shocked, but they're sitting in awe because they were waiting for this day when you could truly hear them and feel the love that they have for you. Like, truly feel it, not just know about it, but feel it, right? When they're supporting you, when they're lifting you up, when they're stepping in with you, and they're so excited that it's here. So let's see what this card says. We have 72. Is this the last card in the deck? No. Oh, why, yes. Yes, it is. You've completed a journey. Look at this. I love this message. We have love, divine union, and infinity. It says the alchemist is patient and true to their own heart. Do not be fooled by preconceived images of what connecto? Yeah, I guess conjunction looks like. Love is creative and therefore seeks new forms. It says, take note if this card appears in the vicinity of alchemical wedding or the Venus card. If so, the message of love is resonating loud and clear. And let's see what's underneath this. We have Quicksilver. Okay, so it's about your action and the love of action that you have. So, connectio is the great alchemical operation of love. During this stage, we witness the miraculous work of two opposites merging to create a unique and third form. So that's what I was saying. There's specifically 3 guides here. Sun and moon unite to reveal the entire cosmos. Black and white unite to reveal the spectrum of color. Unlike coagulatio, Conjuncto represents a conscious and benevolent union, one that springs forth from awareness, acceptance, and devotion. It is not a compromise, but rather an activation, a holding of tension and presence that allows each of the entities to thrive and express themselves. Experience Conjunctio is one of the blessings of the human experience. Whether the bond is with human, nature, or divinity, recognize it by the stirring of your heart and an element of surprise. Through the opposites arises the infinite. To go deeper, look at number 2A, The Current Standpoint of the Mahatmas by Hilma Af Klint, and to ponder the center of the luminescent. Okay. So that's the thing, like, there's this love that is coming through, and they love you so much, and they're just so inspired by you, and that's why they continue to help inspire you. There's so much that you've done, right? You found the merging point, the center of the seesaw in life. Rather than staying on one side or the other, you found a way to get to the balanced point here. And they're so proud of you. And they just want you to know how much they love you. Oh, what was that? Was that Venus? No. Right there, I saw it. Wow, excuse me. Yeah, so this is like a great wedding. And this sounds strange to say, but that's what it's coming through as. It's like this great wedding between you and your spirit guides. There's some sort of activation here that's bringing a lot of luck with Jupiter. It's interesting that it poked out when I was picking up the deck. I saw it too, and I was like, oh my gosh. So of course, they're just telling you how much they love you and how much they appreciate all that you do, and how at times you take action without question, right? Like, they'll guide you to do something that might not be very comfortable, and yet you still take on that challenge. You're not afraid of the challenge that stands before you. So they're incredibly proud of you. All right, I'm excited about this reading. So for pile number 1, we do have this piece of amethyst for you to choose from. And we have this dice with Mercury on it. Pile number 2, we have this little piece of soda light for you to choose from. Or we have this dice with Saturn on it. And pile number 3, we have this blue agate obelisk. We have this dice with Mars on it for you to choose from. So we pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever pile you feel drawn to, that should be the one for you. And I will see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this piece of amethyst, or perhaps you were called to this dice with Mercury on it, or maybe you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on how are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guide. First, we are all here sharing this human experience together, and this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic selves. And we do things differently here on this channel. So that being said, if the message does happen to resonate, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. Triggering statements may arise on the readings themselves. There's no obligation to force it to fit. And remember that triggers are a beautiful blueprint for us to deepen our healing journey. Your time and your presence today are a true gift and a blessing. So with that, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out. How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides, pile 1? How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides? All right, we've got the 5th house, Leo energy, and the sun. A lot of Leo energy here. We've got all Leo across the board here. Yeah, so you're a bright light in the world. You are fun, you are playful, you are strong, you are creative, you're a little flirty, you're bubbly, you got a lot going for you. And if you're not bubbly all the time, I feel like there's just certain things that you get kind of bubbly about or excited about, and that's what's coming in. You're just this force in the world. You're not to be reckoned with, that's for sure. They see you as someone who is capable of leading the masses and doing whatever it takes so that you can find yourself and be true to yourself and be true to your expression and authenticity. They see you as someone who isn't going to back down when things get tough. And even when you're ready to throw in the towel and give up, you still somehow have found resilience in yourself and perseverance, and your resolve has maybe waned, but it's never disappeared. And they're just so excited for you because they know that you are going to create amazing things on your journey. That people love you, and that they love you, but that people love you, and they think that that's amazing because you are so lovable and they cherish you so much. and they see you as someone who is, while you might not be everybody's cup of tea, when people recognize who you are beyond physical appearance and beyond that, even that first impression, like when people have an opportunity to spend time with you and get to know you, they see the true depth of who you are. And you leave a lot of people speechless, and you also may intimidate a lot of people with this big sun energy, but that's okay, and that they want you to know that they're always going to support you, because it's that energy that is who you are. That was the way you were designed, was to have this massive, brilliant, blinding energy that is a force in this dark world. And they're just so excited. Like, I feel like they're just excited that they get to be your guides. They're like, I'm so glad I'm Pile 1's guides, because Pile 1 is so amazing. Of course, our guides, no matter who they are, who we are, they're always excited to help us. And that's just something they just want you to know. They're like super excited. I see them. I can't make this up. I see them like they're huddled in a little circle over there, and they're like, oh, did you see what Pile 1 did today? I know, they were so amazing, weren't they? Yeah, they accomplished that task without any trouble, and they overcame it. I'm so proud of them. I know, me too. They're like little gossip girls over there, but it's hilarious because they're always just like cheering you on. That's really cute. If you spend time with your guides, it wouldn't surprise me if your guides are a little like jokesters, or just silly in general. You could also be very silly, and that definitely tracks with who you are. Alright, so let's see. I was actually going to use the other deck, but I picked up this one, so I guess this is the one they want me to use. We're just going to go with it. How are you seen through the eyes of your guides? We'll get to the nitty-gritty of it. I'm going to be using the Tarot Marseille. How are you seen through the eyes of your guides? Okay, thank you. Pile 1, how are you seen through the eyes of your guides? Yeah, like, you vanquish all enemies. People who try to manipulate you, you are never swayed by their manipulations. Yeah, people love you. The networking card. That's cute. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Thank you. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Pile 1. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Thank you. Move these down a little bit. Bottom of the deck. Okay, we've got the Pope in the reverse. Here's the thing, like, I feel like you're dealing with someone who is very... So there's either a bunch of people that you've dealt with that have been super manipulative. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, you vanquish your enemies, right? People are manipulative. I feel like there's someone here who has tried to attack you in a spiritual sense. And I mean, I'm not talking about casting spells or anything. I'm talking about making you question your abilities. So like your intuition, making you question your guidance, your downloads, your wisdom, your knowledge. There's someone here who is trying to attack that and make you seem like you were crazy or completely not to be trusted. And they work so hard to make you doubt yourself. With the Pope, it could be a father-like figure, or this could even be like, maybe this was a church you were going to, and this could have been a pastor there who was like, oh, what you're doing is wrong, or like, that's not how it works, connecting with God. And, you know, like, there's something here where it was like someone who you maybe had trusted at some point in time, and you had to let go. And your spirit guides are really proud of you for standing up for yourself in regards to this. But also, they're watching as people now see you as this open person who they can come to with spiritual questions or with concerns, and you give them advice. And they really appreciate that because it's non-judgmental advice here. And that's why I feel like your spirit guides, they love you. You know, just they love how you handle people because you've never let your spiritual journey or your growth go to your head. You're still a humble person, and you recognize that everybody struggles on this journey, and you're doing your best to be the leader that you wish somebody had been in your life, which is represented by the Pope in the reverse here. Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords here and the Six of Swords. Interesting. See, I feel like the thing is that for a long time you spent trying to convince this person, or this could be a community here. You tried to convince them of your ability and your worth, and your spirit guides were doing their best to help guide you away from that. And one day you woke up and you realized, like, why am I fighting this? Like, why am I trying to prove to them that I matter? And you decided to take a different route, and you ended up connecting with people who are more on the journey with you, and who are open to the ideas that you have, and who are open to the wisdom that you share. Again, coming in and asking you for assistance, but you had to save yourself here from something where you were trying desperately to be accepted, or you were trying to be seen or approved of by someone here. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's no, oh, how could you do that? That is so human of us. And to learn otherwise takes a lot of courage and bravery. And I feel like with that coming through, that's exactly how your guides feel. Like, they feel like you're super brave, and you have gone to battle with people spiritually for a long time. And it's because of the way that you see the way, like, the world works, and you see the way that it's more about love than it is about a structured ritual, or you see the way that it needs to be more expansive than limiting. And that's something that they're so excited about, because they know that you're going to impact so many people, because that thought process and that belief system has been so impactful to you. And that's what has given you the courage to keep growing. But specifically focusing on a situation with somebody here who should have been an open leader in your life, and they were not. And it actually set the tone for how you chose to show up for yourself. And instead of giving up on yourself, you buckled down and you poured in and you kept fighting for yourself. And I just see them like with pom-poms. As I said, I feel like they're super goofy. Like, I feel like they're always changing the way they look. I feel like they're always changing the way they act. Like, and it's not to keep you guessing or anything. I just feel like they're just as fluid as you are, right? So I see them on the side with pom-poms, like, yay, pile one, yay, pile one. Like, they're so cute. Anyways. I love your spirit guides. I love them. They're adorable. And they're just so proud of you because they've seen you do this by yourself. When you had somebody who had an opportunity to be a support system for you in your life. Like, to stand up and, you know, learn about you and learn about who you were, but instead you were met with a brick wall when it came to this community or this person or this situation. It could be a situation, but it feels more like a community or like a gathering of people, or specifically someone that you really looked up to. And I feel like letting go of that was really difficult for you because there was a lot of trust that you had in this person, or a lot of trust that you had in this situation, and you really cared about them, and letting go felt like losing a huge part of yourself. And it was losing the part of you that was limiting yourself so that you kept things on even ground. And now the more that you pour into yourself, and the more that you not run away from, but the more that you move away from this situation and this limiting energy, the more you connect with people who are meant to be for you. And I feel like your spirit guides are just so excited that you're seeing support from other people now, you know, whether that's online or in work or in your own community that you've created or with a specific friend, but you're connecting with new people now. And out of connections with these new people, there are going to be people who specifically come in and say, we got you, pile one. Like, we believe in you. We trust you. We want to see you go the distance. We also are asking for help, but we hope that we can give our support and help as well. And so I feel like that's something that's definitely freed you from the burden of this energy from the Pope in the reverse over here. But they're very proud of you, and they're excited to see just how much faster you're going to grow and how much more you're going to grow when you're surrounded by people who love you for you and who aren't like saying you're wrong or you're crazy or you don't have a gift or, you know, you're not that talented or you're just living in a dream world. Come back to reality. Like, they're saying this is who you are. You need to be that. And that's exactly what your guides have said for forever. But they're just excited that now you get to experience that in the 3D. Yeah, Scorpio. Intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. Okay, so this also makes sense that this is coming through because I feel like whatever this situation over here was, there's a lot of jealousy and resentment towards you because of the freedom that you have with your spiritual journey and with who you are and your ability to impact people in a very short time. Like, you know, they say that the first 30 seconds that we meet somebody is the most impactful. And where that is true in some cases, I feel like regardless, even if people don't get a great impression of you in the first 30 seconds, if they're able to spend 5 minutes or more with you, they're absolutely changed for life. And there's something where there's an energy that has been around you that has absolutely despised you because of that. And you're now letting go of the hold that this has had on you. And they're so proud of you for this transformation because this feels like the end of a massive cycle for you. And they're just so happy, so happy. It's always like, I keep seeing them at their pom-poms and kicking and doing all these flips and stuff like, go pile one, go pile one. They're really cute. They really give you a lot of support. I also feel like they give you messages in a very silly way. So like you might be watching a comedy or something like that, or scroll past a video that makes you absolutely crack up. And then after you're done cracking up, you're like, wow, I really needed that. And that's your spirit guides. They're the ones that do that. They love seeing you smile. They feel like your smile has the power to just brighten the world in such a beautiful way, and your laughter is like the sound of bells to them. Oh, they are so cute. I love your guides. Oh, I love them. And the love card comes out. They are so in love with you. Oh, like, of course, I feel like, you know, they take their positions so seriously, and it's something that's very important to them. But, you know, of course, I can't say that I would say they wish to be here with us, but they've often wondered what it would be like to live with you side by side, like how much you would impact their life if they were living. But again, to be a guide, you know, that's such an honor. And so it's not anything that they would ever give up. But I do feel like they oftentimes are like, man, it would be so great to live side by side with pile one. But I would never shirk my spiritual guide responsibilities because they mean that much to me. And I'm just so glad that I get to connect with pile one in this way. They absolutely adore you. They adore you. And they know that this is the way things have to be. But I feel like that's also kind of for you is, you know, because I feel like you've been alone for a long time on your journey. And they want you to know, like, you're never alone. And they wish that, it's hard to say that they'd wish that, right? Because the spiritual community, they know that things have to be as they are, as they're unfolding. Like, that's just the way that it is. But to make it make sense for us, that's how we would say it, like, oh, I wish I could do something like that, right? Like, or that would be really cool if we could experience that. And that's what they're saying. Like, it would be really cool if I could experience actual physical life with Pile One, because I'd be their BFF for forever, because I love them that much. They're so cute. Medicine Guardian. Yeah, be open to healing information. So you're healing, and they see you as a big healer, like someone who's capable of healing the masses just by you healing yourself. You're paving the way for many other people to make a change in their own life. And that's a very powerful place to be at. It can be scary too, right? Because, oh my gosh, like, that's a big responsibility, but it is very powerful. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Hecate and Gelalaklu. It says, only a rebellious mind is sufficiently agile and flexible to grasp magic in its entirety. Have the courage to rebel every once in a while. This is confirmation of what I was feeling. I'm going to turn on the overhead. This was confirmation of what I was feeling earlier. Like, you rebelled against this energy. You turned your back on that and chose to save yourself. And that's something that they're really proud of, because it's like you did something that seemed rebellious in the physical world, but in the spiritual world, they're like, yes, you did it. All right. I'm so excited for you. Peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. And they also see you working really hard to maintain your peace. And that's something that they really want for you. I feel like they're definitely backing you this whole way in regards to that. But they see you as someone who's, you fight the good fight. You stand up for others. You give a voice to others. You give a voice to yourself. You are doing things now that at one point seemed like a dream to you. And they're just, I mean, our spirit guides are our biggest cheerleaders. But they just see you dealing with this situation, because I feel like this is something that's been a huge issue for you for a long time, this situation that they're bringing up today. And they're so happy to see you start connecting with people who see how incredible you are the same way they know that you are. Fire energy. We have Aries, Leo, and Sag with confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. So you could definitely be a Leo. But we have all Leo energy here. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. You could have Leo in the 6th house, the 5th house. 5th house placement, Leo is very strong coming through here. And if not, that's okay. You could totally be a fire sign too. It's just Leo is so strong here with the dice. So you could have some really malevolent Leo placements in your chart. You could also have 5th house stellium coming in, or a fire trine. Wow, I can't. We've got fire and passion. Woo! They love how passionate you are. Like, they just see you as somebody who will go the distance no matter what, especially when you're driven by your passion. And that is something that they think is amazing. And again, this light in the dark, right? What was I saying? You're this brilliant sun, this brilliant light in a dark world. And I don't know if you caught the collective message at the beginning. Definitely, if you feel called to, check it out. But I was talking about the ravens, and there's 3 ravens that just flew in again. And I haven't seen them for a couple of days, and I mention it in the collective reading. So if you feel called to check that out, but it's so funny because they just flew in when we were talking about the darkness, and they're black. Beautiful birds. Absolutely incredibly intelligent too. So smart. But it's just so funny because I feel like that's the thing. It's like you flew in undetected in the world, and then suddenly you lit up the world, and a lot of people were taken aback by that light that you have. Oh, I love this. Your guardian angel is here too. You are not alone. That's what I felt like this whole time, that confirmation where they said like, oh, it would be so cool to live in the physical world with pile number 1 so that they didn't have to do this journey alone, because I do feel like you've had to be alone for much of your journey, right? We have air and Othala with strive for divinity in your words, thoughts, and deeds, and shape your life according to your desires. The magic required for this is entering your life now. They see you as giving so much to others, so much love and light and compassion to others. Like, I really feel like you are somebody who, if you see somebody getting bullied, you stand up especially when it's not sitting right with you. Like, there might be times when you might pass it by because, well, you don't know the situation or anything like that. But I feel like if you physically see someone getting bullied or people are saying the wrong thing, and you know, that's subjective, but I feel like you definitely stand up for people and you give them a voice, and that's something they absolutely admire. So we have health here. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Yeah, so they see you as changing, right? So this situation may have made you feel very emotionally exhausted and overwhelmed, and they see you gaining strength and health again as you move away from that. And they're really excited because they know that the more you feel better energetically and emotionally and physically, the more you're going to do the things that you love to do. And that's all they've ever wanted to see. So let's take a look at this card. I'm going to read this from the book. Spring. Oh, what a beautiful energy. Just again, this light. You're the light in the sky. You're the reason that the world has light in its eyes. I mean, just absolutely a beautiful energy here. A new beginning. You're bringing a new beginning to the world. All right, so this is the number 17 card. It says blossoming, becoming, and the horizon. So something's definitely shifting for you, pile one. It says spring has a what's next quality to it. Sit in the stillness and envision the horizon. Stay with the image until it shifts and you see something coming your way. Buds and grasses push up and out during spring. The season has a driving momentum to it, so keep an eye out for impatience, anger, or pushiness. When spring arrives, our eyes lift from the work and we peer out the window of our laboratory. We realize Earth has been in its own transformational spin, readying itself for a new era of growth. In a state of wonder, the alchemist sits aside the work of winter and opens the door, stepping into spring. When this card arrives, it indicates a blossoming, coming into one's own. It's generation time. You may be dreaming up a business plan, humming a new melody, or flirting, right? Flirting with someone special. Spring is the season of the east, where the sun rises and lights the world. You do not have to work on anything during this phase. Let the energy of the season push through. You made it through winter, and the bulbs burst on their own. To go deeper, look at Louise Bourgeois' sculpture Spring from 1949, and to ponder the flower within the bud. Yeah, so letting go of this situation, you're coming into a brand new beginning. Life is going to change drastically for you, and I feel like if you haven't yet connected with people who are of the like mind or who are supporting you and lifting you up, that is something that's just around the corner for you. But it was you having to get away from this. And so as you're seen through the eyes of your spirit guide, you're this strong, magnificent person who is capable of overcoming so much. You made it through the downtime, the reflective season, which is oftentimes the season that people give up, the winter, because it's so hard to get through. But you made it through, and you're about to enter into this new beginning, the springtime. So what a beautiful reading, and I'm truly honored to connect with you, Pile One. This is what I see for you today. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little sprout coming out of the ground emoji down below and say, I made it through the difficult times, and I embrace and accept into my life the blessings of this new beginning coming my way. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box. So with that being said, I would like to take this moment to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, source, and my spirit guides, all for coming through to give us this incredible message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this piece of sodalite, or perhaps you were called to this dice with Saturn on it, or if you were drawn to this card during this shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on how are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides. First, we are all here sharing this human experience together, and this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic selves. We do things differently here on this channel, so with that being said, if the message does resonate, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. Keeping in mind that triggers may arise on the readings themselves, there's no obligation to force it to fit. And also, triggers are a beautiful blueprint for us to deepen our healing journey. Your time and your presence are a true gift and a blessing today. So with that being said, let's hop to it and find out, how are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides, pile number 2? How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides? So we've got the second house. Interesting. We've got Libra and we've got Venus. You are seen as someone who's incredibly balanced. They see you as someone who's very loyal, very steady, foundational. You bring a lot of justice with you as well, where you go. Like, you're able to mediate situations. So I'm seeing, like, if two friends are arguing, you're able to step in and help them come back to a balanced state where the argument gets diffused. They see you as someone who is very magnetic and abundant and beautiful, handsome. And this has nothing to do with the way you look. It has everything to do with the energy that you exude. They feel like you are truly incredible. And I feel like sometimes we forget, like, our spirit guides are truly our biggest supporters and they're our biggest advocates, and they really do love us so much. I feel like you're charming, you're very smart, you're very wise. I also feel like you're capable of discerning when people are trying to manipulate you. The thing that stands out the most here is your loyalty. You're very loyal. Like, when you love or care about somebody, you are incredibly loyal to them until they show that they're not worthy of your loyalty. But if they show that they're worthy of your loyalty, like, you never falter in that loyalty at all. And they love that. I also feel like you have a lot of spiritual abundance about you. All right, so let's get some more on it and see what comes through for you, pile 2. How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides? Yeah, very, very beautiful. How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides? Okay, thank you. How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides? I feel like at one point you might have been a people pleaser, and they're really proud that you're not in that energy anymore. I mean, for as much as a spirit guide can be proud, because being proud can be a part of our ego as well. But also they're just really happy that you're not in that energy any longer. How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides? How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides? Everybody wants you. And I feel like you might be kind of, absent-minded when it comes to just how much people want you to be in their lives. I feel like you're just this very good-natured, good-souled, good-hearted person who wants everybody to be happy and have a good life. And, it's not that you won't stand up for yourself or set boundaries for yourself, but I feel like sometimes you might be absent-minded to the fact that there are a lot of people who, they see you as like some kind of trophy. And your spirit guides want you to know that. Like, there's a lot of people that see you as a trophy, like, for their wall, whatever their wall is, whether that's a sexual wall or haha, I got this person in my life finally, and I use them wall, or friendship wall, whatever their wall is, right? There's a lot of people that want you. And there's a lot of people who are really angry that they can't have you like that. However it is that they want you. Yeah, we have the Empress in the reverse. This is interesting. What do we got here? Yeah, so many people. So many people. These are all in the reverse. It's interesting because I feel like the thing is they see you as this loyal person that has been taken advantage of so many times. And it saddens them that you have been taken advantage of because they know just how real you are and they know just how honest you are. And at times you may sabotage yourself because you see the good in people and you're willing to look past flaws in people to still see the good in them. And that's a rare trait, Pile 2. Like, that's not something that a lot of people have. Most people, they'll get jaded by something that's not even that big. And for you, it's almost like you're willing to forgive almost anything. I said almost. But I also feel like you've had to learn a very difficult lesson in regards to that because there's been so many people who have taken advantage of you. And there's been so many people that have betrayed you. People who've cheated on you. People who've been really cold towards you. People who have, been really impulsive when it comes to you. Yeah, the truth. Interesting. So the thing is that while this is how are you seen through their eyes, there's like something here that they want to tell you because it's more than how they see you. It's like they're capable of seeing what other people's intentions are, and they want to remind you that you being loyal is not a bad thing. That you being somebody who wants to see the good in people, that is not a bad thing. They want you to know that you really are truly an amazing person and that you have so much to offer and that, yeah, you have connected with a lot of difficult people along your journey, but that's not a reflection of you. That's why I feel like we're starting with that. There's so many people that want you. You are like the trophy of trophies, if that was a thing, And it's like if people, they see you as a sexual endeavor. They see you as an endeavor of manipulation. They see you as an endeavor to conquer, in other words. And your spirit guides want to remind you that when you stay grounded within your own self, that you will be able to use your discernment, which you've honed over a long time and have become a master of. You'll be able to use that to help guide you through the throngs of people who wish to conquer you, and that they are absolutely there with you, helping you do that. And I feel like the thing is that they want to remind you that even though there's not a whole lot of people in your life that are for you right now, that you are definitely not alone and you're not going to walk this journey alone, that they are there with you. Like, I see your spirit guides, they're like in warriors uniforms, right? They got like the whole getup on, and they've got their shield and they've got their battle axes, and they're ready to go to war for you at any one moment. But they also know that they can't do it for you, and so they're doing their best to encourage you and to pour that courage into you, and to pour that it's almost like that abrasive energy that you maybe shy away from because it goes against your true good-hearted nature. Like, I really just feel like you're such a good person. You're just a gentle soul. Like, it doesn't make sense to you why the world is in chaos when if we only just turned to love, like, the world would be a better place. Like, I just feel like it's simple, right? You see it as in black and white. It doesn't mean that that's not what it is or that isn't what it is. It's just you see it as something so simple to strive towards, and you're questioning why people struggle to do that. Like, why is it so hard? Why do you have to manipulate? Why do you have to cheat? Why do you have to lie? Why do you have to steal? Like, to you, there's just this simple, why can't we all love? Why can't we just walk towards being in a state of love. That's where our safety is. That's where our connection is. That's where our truth lies. And when you see, maybe you don't watch the news, but like if you happen to catch a newscast, or if you happen to catch some news on your phone or something like that, like it just really saddens you, because it's just, to you, it's just simple. It's choosing the right actions is what I'm hearing. Like choosing right actions, choosing love, choosing to be your best self at every moment. It doesn't mean that you can't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes. And for you, I feel like you're very open to that. Like it's okay that people make mistakes. It's okay that things like this happen, but I just don't understand why the whole world has to be in such chaos when the answer is so simple. And it is simple. It is. And you see it from a very innocent place, pile number 2. You see it from this it's a very childlike place. And that's why I feel like I'm seeing your spirit guides in battle uniform, because they feel like they have to protect you from not the evils of the world, but the shadows of the world. But they also recognize that they can't do the work for you, but they are absolutely there fighting just alongside you when things don't make sense. And I feel like for them, they have such big hearts for you that all they want to do is protect you, and all they want to do is see you live in the world the way that you see it. And that is something that they understand, that it's not going to be that way unless other people choose that. But the fact that you've chosen to be that and to embody that, they know that they have to be strong for you. Sorry, it is so windy today. I had my window open a little, and so it's hollering outside. You guys might hear the wind blow, because it is crazy rocking the RV and everything. So that's the thing. And I feel like there is a winds of change, like for the wind to be so crazy right now. There's those winds of change that are coming, where I feel like you are also starting to step up into a more, and the easiest way to put it is aggressive. It's not that you're going to be aggressive, but a very firm and solid energy, if you have not already. And that is something that really excites your spirit guides, not because you're losing sight of that innocence, but because you're seeing yourself how precious that innocence is. And if you don't protect yourself, like no one in this world can protect you. And so there's this energy that's arising where they're just really excited to see you step up into this powerful energy and own that. And know that you don't have to keep putting up with this type of energy all the time. You don't have to put up with people who are going to play you. You don't have to put up with people who are cold and brutal and bitter towards you. You don't have to put up with people who are just on a whim trying to manipulate you. And you're learning that, and you're learning to embrace and embody that power. And that comes from this energy of, they see you as this loyal person. It's a rare type of loyalty. And for you, it's simple. But for the rest of the world, it's complicated for some reason, even though the answer will always be simple. And for you, it is simple. And that's a beautiful thing. Because for you, the simplicity is what's going to help others find that simplicity as well. But it comes from when you protect yourself. And so I feel like that's the thing that they want to focus on the most for your reading today, is they see you as loyal. They see you as this innocent, pure soul that needs to be protected. You may not have lived as many soul lives as others and had been hardened by those soul lives. So you could be a newer soul and coming from that pure place. Or on the on the other side, you could have been someone who's lived for so many lives that you come to this realization that there is only one deeper truth, which is love. And so, again, take it as it resonates. But I do feel like there's definitely a split here. Some of you are old souls and some of you are new souls. And you see the same because you are getting closer, or you have just come from source, or you're getting closer to vibrating up into that source energy. We have fixed energy here. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. Yeah, so they see you as loyal. Like, there's no question here. They see you as a pillar of strength in the world. And I feel like that's really hard for you to believe at times, pile number 2, because if I was this pillar of strength in the world, then why don't I have more people around me who appreciate that? And it's just like a moth to the flame. You're going to attract people who want to tear you down because that's where some people are in life. Is it right? Is it wrong? It's neither. It's just simply how this realm is right now. And you came here to bring your love. And your love, while it might be rare, it is a very precious gem. And it deserves to be honored and held and loved. And if that's not what you're receiving, then forget about everyone else and give that to yourself. Yeah, your breath of fresh air. We have forest with breathe. This talks about the fight, flawn, flee, or fawn. Fight or flight, flee or fawn. Feign or fawn? I can't remember them all right now. But there's been so many times when life has made you literally stop. And you didn't know how you were going to fight, but somehow you worked through it and you found your footing again. And that's what continues to strengthen for you. So again, they see you as this life force that is altering everyone you come in contact with. Okay? Okay, so we've got drum. Wow, you got 3. Okay, you got drum with dream and journey. You are a dreamer. And you live your journey as a dreamer. Also, I feel like your dreams hold very important messages for you. We have the Earth Guardian. Yeah, stay rooted and grounded, especially with the trees. Like you're really coming from this place of the heart. Okay, but the more you root yourself into this world, the less the outside world will affect you. And sometimes that's really hard to grasp because we're thinking like, oh, well, I can't weather the storms, but the stronger the roots, the easier it is for you to weather the storm. And that's what they're saying. So continue to stay grounded. Continue to come from your heart space. Okay. And then we have Fire Guardian with ignite your passions and do what you like to do because you have so much to offer. And I feel like sometimes you question whether or not you actually have anything to offer because you've been attacked by a lot of people for no good reason. You had to experience a lot of struggles, a lot of heartbreak. Heartbreak is the main thing that's coming in here. And I feel like you're a heart-centric being, but to live from a heart that's been broken so many times, how is that possible? Well, somehow, in some way, pile 2, you're making it possible just by being you. High priest, yeah, intend and create. So you could be a high priest or high priestess here. Definitely have priestess energy, priest energy here. You're very intuitive. You're very connected with the divine. You are incredibly creative. And I feel like you find resolutions in the most unlikely of places. Like where everyone else just sees a brick wall, you see an opportunity. And that's a very powerful place to be at. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? On the bottom, we have Creus and Bond. Abundance, variety, and happiness are making their way into your life. The time of harvest has arrived. Yeah, so they see you as someone, again, right? Making the most out of a bad situation and finding solutions in the most unlikely of places. Like you create things out of thin air. Very abundant, very prosperous energy. You are a giver. You've always been a giver, but that doesn't mean that you've received a lot. And I feel like that's something that is coming into your life, is someone who's going to give back the way that you've given to them. Yeah, gratitude. I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. You're very, opportunistic, I guess would be a good way to put it, but you see opportunities everywhere. Like you're not trying to pull one over on anybody or anything like that. You don't see the world the same way that most people do, where it's this heavy, like there's no options, they don't have any opportunities for you. Everything has an opportunity. Everything has a solution. Everything has a resolution. Even if it doesn't seem likely, there's still something that you can change about the situation. And so they see you as just this very optimistic person who is capable of finding a whole cake based on a crumb. And you make it work somehow, right? You make it work. Yeah, Jupiter, grow and expand. You're very lucky, right? And it's not that they see you as lucky. They know that you are lucky. And they know that the reason you're lucky is because you're a very positive person. And that innocence is what drives you. Dream time, yeah. You could have Pisces placements highly aspect in your chart. But again, very creative. They see you as an incredibly creative, imaginative person. Capable of creating your reality. And you've done so many, many times. And I feel like sometimes you question whether or not you're capable of creating your reality because maybe you're asking for love, or you're asking for a friend, or you're asking for somebody, a person. And maybe that hasn't happened the way that you thought that it would, but it is coming. Time and patience. That's what I keep hearing. Time and patience. Also, I keep rubbing my right thigh for some reason. So you could have Sagittarius placements highly aspect in your chart too. They're ruled by the thighs. But also I feel like just for me to rub it, because there's no reason for me to rub it. It feels good, but it's not like hurting or aching or anything. I feel like it's just showing that you're sometimes it feels like I can't trust the journey. Right? I can't trust my ability to step out confidently in the journey because there's so many things that have happened in my past. And sometimes you let the fear of what has happened in the past keep you from being bold about this future moment, this present moment. Landa and Clarita. Life on Earth is a heroic journey. Mastering the visible and the earthly is as important as mastering the invisible and the mystic. So you're definitely on the hero's journey, the quest. Right? And you've been through a lot and it shows, but you're mastering the earthly realm. For you, I feel like mastering the unknown and mastering the spiritual realm has been no problem for you. You came in as a master of it, but mastering the physical world, that again, right? Not trusting the journey and your ability to manifest what it is that you want. It's this energy where the physical world sometimes leaves you completely stuck. And they're saying that you just haven't tapped into how powerful you are. You're not trusting how powerful you are, but you've created your life over and over again so many times. But sometimes it's the pain and the hurt of the past that keeps you from seeing that and celebrating it. Happiness. I'm aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. So they see you as this very happy person, very innocent, very smart, very intelligent. You could also have telepathy is coming in. Okay, so, or the ability to read others' thoughts. And, you know, and that might scare a lot of people as well. But that also might weigh heavily on you because you know what people are thinking all the time, that it creates a lot of burden for you because you could see, oh, well, they don't think very highly of me, or they're saying this about me, or they're saying this about the situation. And sometimes you question that, and they're reminding you not to question that because you are really talented when it comes to that. Okay, so let's take a look at this card. I'm going to read this from the book. We have, ooh, what a powerful energy here. Alchemical Wedding. Wow. Okay, so I just want to point out, if you have not checked out the collective reading at the beginning, it's timestamped in the description box, and you feel called to, definitely check that out because I feel like these go hand in hand. The Alchemical Wedding. Definitely you're shrouded in darkness at times, but you work best when you're in the shadow, and it's because you're such this bright light. And I feel like the shadow is just it's just a heavy place to be no matter who you are. But I feel like you're somebody who excels at shadow work. And that's where you find your freedom because you learn so much about yourself and about the world. But it could also be what weighs heavily on you because shadow work is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. We have ritual, celebration, and uniting. It says the alchemical wedding is a radical act of presence and acceptance. Do something spontaneous today without rules, books, spreadsheets, social media, or schedules. And it says, Witness the journey of a fellow alchemist, celebrate and congratulate them. The alchemical wedding is not about you. This is the key to alchemy. So it's about other people. Interesting, right? So it's how you impact others. You know, and this came up, I know we're past Christmas time, but this came up the other day, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, that's fine. This will still this will still mean something. But you should check out It's a Wonderful Life. And that came up not too long ago in another reading. But the movie itself, it's worth watching because it's really much hand in hand with this card. The meaning of the movie and everything. It's so powerful. It says, all hail the alchemical wedding. The laboratory morphs into a dreamlike dance floor, right? And we have dream time. So what you're creating. A dreamlike dance floor, and all your allies, fellow alchemists, and ancestors are here to witness the celebration. What was once lost has been found. What was once denied has become fully into the alchemist's embrace. The work is often felt as serious and studious, but the alchemical wedding is a moment of levity and lightness. When this card arrives, it is of the utmost importance to mark this occasion. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Honor and acknowledge those who have helped you along the alchemical path. You have come so far. Energy radiates from the uniting of opposites, the redrawing of life's blueprint, and the new form has arrived. The unknown has become known. You'll be back to your existential queries and tinkering ways in no time. Now the work is to revel in the miracles. To go deeper, watch the Flaming Lips music video, Do You Realize? And to ponder intimacy without sex, without physical connection like that. Interesting. So it's this energy that's coming in, right? It's saying they want you to celebrate. Like above all else, they want you to celebrate. What I was saying earlier, it's like how loyal you are, how rare that is in this lifetime. And they want you to celebrate that. And they want you to celebrate just how far that you've come. And yes, they are acknowledging how difficult your life has been, but that you're made the way that you are because there's something beautiful that you're bringing to the world. And you've impacted so many people that you don't know because you've had to go through it yourself. You've carried a heavy burden. And it's hard for us to see how we've impacted others when our burden is weighing us down. Right? But they just want you to take a moment to celebrate, to reground yourself, to come back to this space of happiness because they know how much you mean to the world in this moment because you truly are a gift. Right? It's that gemstone. It's the rarity of you. It's that purity that brings such love and light to the world. So keep being you and remember that you are needed exactly as you are. And while it's been difficult, there's a reason for you being created the way that you are. Forget about the outside world for a minute and celebrate just how precious you are, pile 2. Okay? So this is what I see here for you. Is there a yin-yang sign emoji? If there's a yin-yang sign emoji, leave that down below. If not, leave the little black and white heart down below and say, I embrace both the shadow and the light within myself, knowing that I am a precious treasure gifted to the world at this time to make an impact. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box. With that being said, I'd like to take this moment to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredibly powerful message today. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this blue agate, or perhaps you felt called to this dice with Mars on it, or maybe you felt drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on how are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides. First, I'd like to say that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic selves. We do things differently here on this channel, so that being said, if the message does resonate with you, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. Triggering statements may arise on the readings themselves. There's no obligation to force it to fit, and keeping in mind triggers are a beautiful blueprint for us to deepen our healing journey. With that, your time and your presence today are a true gift and a blessing. So let's go ahead and hop to it and find out. How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides, pile number 3? How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides? Okay, so we've got the 10th house, Aquarius energy, and Pluto. You are seen as someone who is very different in a good way. Very dedicated, sometimes very serious, but also incredibly transformative. You are not afraid to recall your power from situations that maybe you had given your power away. You are very friendly with everyone you meet. Now, just because you're friendly with people you meet doesn't mean that that's an automatic invite into your life, right? But you're very cordial with people. You're very open with the people that you meet, and you're very approachable. They see you as dedicated, consistent, passionate. You like what you do, and that spreads out into everything in your life. There might be times when it's hard, but you still show up even though it's hard. They see you as doing exactly what you've always wanted to do. Even if you didn't know this is what you wanted to do, you found your purpose. You found the place that makes you feel like you have a sense of purpose. And because of that, you're able to give so much to others. Whether that's wisdom, helping them walk through the darkness, helping them embrace the light, helping them reclaim their power, helping them transform, helping them overcome hardships, helping them just in general, just by inspiring and encouraging them, being goofy with them, making them laugh. Comedy could be something that's really important to you as well. They definitely, though, they see you as somebody who is a remover of obstacles. No obstacle is too big for you to get through, go around, or overcome. You always find a way. Powerful. All right, let's get some more out here. And I just might mention that it is extremely windy today. So if the camera starts moving, it's because it's so windy, it's shaking the RV. And I closed the windows because it was howling earlier. So just to let you know, pile 3. How are you seeing through the eyes of your spirit guides? Abundant. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? Capable of bringing anything you can imagine into the physical world. You're willing to do the work for it too. Even if it takes years, you're still willing to do the work for it. You're very optimistic. You've overcome a lot of adversity. You're building sound connections in this life. How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides, pile 3? How are you seen through the eyes of your spirit guides? You trust your spirit guides with everything. Like you have never questioned whether or not they've had your back. You've gone through a lot of stuff together with them. You may have connected with your spirit guides for, like, before you realized they were spirit guides, you were already connecting with them. You already trusted this guidance that you were receiving. Yeah. This is interesting. You've always been able to connect with your guides and with your gifts. I feel like when you first started your own spiritual awakening or your journey, part of you was suppressing that part, the ability to connect with the spiritual realm, because of fear or beliefs from other people or patterns that were that were happening again in your life, recycling from generational curses. Part of you suppressed that, and they saw you still connect with them even though you were suppressing that. And I feel like this is something that you're still dealing with to this day, is this suppression. You question your abilities. You question your gifts. It's not that you think that they're invalid or that they're not real. You've seen how real they truly are. But I feel like sometimes you question whether or not you're capable of connecting in maybe the way as another person or another group of people, or as it feels like there's a comparison here. Something stuck is uncomfortable. It's because you don't do things the way other people do, or it's not like, okay. So they're showing me if you're a psychic medium, maybe you don't see spirits, but you hear spirits. But other people are saying, oh, no, I see spirits. And because you don't, you're questioning whether or not you really are a psychic medium. One second. Okay, yeah, there's like something super uncomfortable. Because it's not the way somebody else's is. And what they see is they just see how much you've been able to connect with them from the time you were born. But there's something here that's keeping you blocked off from your gifts because there's this thought process that, well, it's not like so-and-so's, or it's not like other people's. Like maybe you connect through writing, automatic writing, or drawing, or meditation, or, you know, it's unique to you. And I do feel like they're watching because right now you're outgrowing this, and that's what they're showing here, is that you are outgrowing this, but there's still that repression. Like you're still questioning just how powerful your gift is. Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety here. It's how you feel about it, right? Instead of being comfortable and standing in that power, which is what you deserve, pile 3, you're already doing it. You're already making it stronger. You're already being able, it's like a muscle you're flexing. And I feel like you're flexing it all the time. And it might just be so natural to you. You're not recognizing that you're using it. And they see you as so capable of getting this incredible guidance, but also being able to connect with the spiritual realm in a way that's going to help heal others. However you do that, you know, whatever your medium is. And they see you as being able to outgrow this feeling of inadequacy and repression. This lack of strength. This could be something that's been coming up really frequently for you. And it's interesting because I've been pretty consistent with the reading so far, but then I got to your pile and I feel like I have to stop a lot and listen. But it's coming in very clearly when I do. And other times when I'm channeling, like it's very fluid. It's just coming out. It's like piling out of me. But for you, it's more about the silence and letting that silence be the guide for you. And they see you as capable of doing anything you put your mind to, but they also see you struggling with seeing that about yourself. And so it might be a belief that you have, but you might believe that about other people and not yourself. And they see that as you're capable of doing all these things and you're capable of tapping into the power of your gift. But there's something that's holding you back here. And that could be comparison, a fear of not being enough, a fear of what that could actually open. You know, like maybe you're like, oh, I'm a psychic, but then you found out you're a psychic medium. And then there's the fear that's around tapping into the spiritual realm in that way. You know, there's a lot of fear when it comes to the unknown, and especially those that have psychic gifts. There's a lot of fear that is around that. But it's interesting because I feel like for you, and it doesn't have to be a psychic gift. It could just be you're very talented. And that's as powerful too, but you're still capable of connecting with the spiritual realm through your talent. So if you're musically inclined, you're getting, you know, signs of songs or whatever, and you're creating these songs, that's you tapping into the spiritual world, right? That inspiration. And I feel like there's still just this fear that's holding you back that they're showing here on your reading, and they want you to embrace your power. They want you to step out boldly. Even if you make mistakes, be bold about your mistakes. You know, it doesn't make you less than who you are. And I feel like they're just really amazed at how incredibly gifted you are and talented you are. But also there's like this questioning look that I keep seeing, like this, like, how could you not see it yourself, Pile 3? You are living it, you're embodying it, and you're doing it every day. And yet you still question whether or not you're good enough to do this. You were always enough. And they see you as enough, and they're trying to cheer you on in the best way possible. I feel like they're constantly giving you messages, and you receive those messages, but you're still fighting an old belief system here. And I think that's really important for you right now, and that's why they're bringing it up in this reading. Yeah, radically change with Uranus coming in here. There's something here that's going to help you change. And I feel like when you embrace this, they're going to be helping you move forward with, there's going to be so much progression. Like, so many things are coming into your life, but it's believing in your abilities. You're already tapping in. Yeah, spiritual growth. You're so spiritual. And maybe you're not on the spiritual journey, and that's okay, right? Like, you don't have to be on the spiritual journey, or maybe you are, but you're not, you know, like, oh, I didn't know I was going to be using my gifts for something like this, or I didn't even know I had gifts, you know? But there's a talent here that has been tapping into your gift for a long time. So like if you're an artist, or if you're creative, you know, you could be into arts and crafts, or DIY, or building things, or architecture, engineering, science, all of these things, whatever it is that you feel called to, it's something that it brings you closer to source energy. Okay, we have full moon completion. Yeah, this is the completion of a cycle for you right now. So they see you completing something. So this energy is going to come to the surface to be faced. And they're showing that you're going to face it, and then you're going to see life change in a very radical way. So how they see you, it's interesting because they're not really focused on how they see you right now. They're focused on something that you need. Because they're always showing you love. I feel like you recognize that they're always showing you love, that they're always supporting you, that you are this incredible person who deserves to be seen. And they see you. But right now, I feel like this is just confirmation that something is coming to an end for you. Yeah, crystals focus. There's something about the stillness. And also honoring that you are incredibly connected. You know, amethyst helps us connect with our crown and our third eye chakras. It's really good if you're a Pisces. That's a great gemstone to carry. Like I've said this many times, I'm a Pisces sun. I have Pisces highly aspect in my chart, and I have a 12th house stellium. And somehow, some way, shape, or form, amethyst always comes to me. Whether it's through gifts, or it just ends up, I find amethyst somewhere, or like, it's just, that's the gemstone that I have the most of. It just always comes to me. And so you could have Pisces, or you could have 12th house in Pisces, and that's why this is coming through. You could also have your moon in Pisces, and that's really important. So working with amethyst is going to help you out as well. It's going to help you really tap into that connection. But they're saying that the focus here and the stillness, coming into that peaceful place, you're really going to understand just how truly powerful you are. And I feel like you've felt that before, but sometimes you still question it. But it's not the same as so-and-so's, or it's not the same as this. And they're saying it was never meant to be the same. It was always meant to be exactly what it was for you. And they are celebrating that because of you. Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Look at this. What? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides of pile number 3. Like, there's this unveiling of the gift that's coming in. It's time for you to transform. You do so much. Like, if it's physical work, you're on it. You are on it. You don't even question how hard it is. And that's something that they are absolutely inspired by. There's something about the unknown that it's almost like you fear stepping over the threshold. And that's what they're saying. It's okay for you to step beyond the threshold. We have Aphrael and Beletza with a fresh wind blowing into your life. Believe in your divine guidance and recognize all the gifts along your path. What? And I was talking about how windy it was. And that's, oh my gosh, that's such a, and the gifts, like very synchronistic here. Okay, this has to do with your gifts. They believe that you are absolutely beyond gifted. Whatever that is, you are beyond it. You are absolutely incredible, and you have such an amazing foresight and ability to connect with whatever this gift is. It's a talent, it's a psychic gift, it's an ability, a skill. It doesn't matter what it is, but you are incredibly gifted, and yet you question that, and that it hurts. It doesn't hurt them, but it makes them sad, right? And it's not to make you feel like, oh, I have to not make my spirit guide sad, but I feel like it's just, they're sad because they're like, want you to see how incredible you are. And there's some sort of block there that's saying, I can't see myself that way because I've never been enough, or because I've always had to fight for approval, or whatever it is. And they know that you're getting through it. They know that you're working through it. They're helping you work through that. But they're really excited to see this completion come because they want you to see yourself as talented as they see you. We have balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So coming back to a state of balance, this is something that you're doing, and they love this for you because this is something that you've needed for a long time. So I do feel like things are definitely changing for you, pile 3, and you're going to see a massive shift in your journey very soon. Yeah, spring, see your seeds grow. Yeah, there's going to be a huge change here for you soon. Be the light with the witch. Yeah. Again, connecting with the spiritual realm with the owl here. You're very connected to the spiritual realm. Whether you know that or not, you're incredibly, incredibly connected. A lot of white dragons here for you today. Purity, divine guidance, right? Emma Star and Diamond. We have Emma Star spoken. Come to me in the temple of eternal purity. Let me fill your view of the future with a rosy light. So yeah, they want you to see hope for the future and hope that your gift is going to give you everything that you need in the future. It's going to be something that you can rely on and that will support you and give back to you. And they see that. But they're also noticing right now that you've been having trouble seeing that there's been a lot of questions or a lot of doubts that have come through. But I do feel like every time those doubts have come through, they're showing me that you do the work. Like I see you sitting down at a desk and got your books out studying, and you're doing the work. So they are recognizing that you're doing the work, and they're so proud of you for doing the work. And they're so excited to see this change, because when you see this change and you acknowledge and accept yourself the way that they acknowledge and accept you already and have always, that you're unstoppable. Yeah. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So a very clear message. The fear that's coming out is very, very palpable. It's very clear that that's the thing. There's something about fearing your gift here, fearing the unknown, not sure what's next. And that's not necessarily your fear. You could be living in fear from other people around you, like they were afraid of their own gifts and talents, or they were afraid of the gift that you have, and they have tried to convince you that it's a terrible thing. You were made the way you were because that was in Source's plan. You are perfectly imperfect, and there's nothing wrong with you. You are a divine expression of Source. And that's what makes it so incredibly immaculate and beautiful. You trusting that is where your power comes from, though, instead of giving that power away to others to tell you who you should and ought to be. They might think like they've got their best, they've got your best intentions at heart, but at the end of the day, they don't know what it is that you experience or have experienced. Living in your truth is the only way for you to truly accept and embrace yourself. Do that. So let's take a look at this card. I'm going to read this one from the book. We have the Golden Rose. So there's a blossoming that's coming for you. You're growing. And if you hadn't, you might be called to check out the collective message from the beginning of the reading. It's timestamped down below in the description box if you feel called to. And then really quickly, for those of you that have spent all 3 readings with me, leave a purple heart down in the comment section and say, I made it. That's for my Purple Heart Club. I appreciate those that have chosen to spend the whole reading with me. That means so much. And if you're here for pile 3 alone, I am so appreciative to you as well. It means so much that you're here and you made it this far through the reading. Okay, so we've got the Golden Rose. It says the secret, the altar, the gem. Ponder the word secret. It indicates that there's something cherished that is worth protecting, worth devoting oneself to the search of. Not something that needs to be hidden, but something that's worth protecting, right? It says, observe how many cards with roses appear at one reading. There are indicators of the alchemical garden awakening, of the mystical work manifesting itself in the physical realm. I don't think we have any other roses that came out. So let me just check real quick. No, because I don't have any real flowers on these other decks. But that's okay. Maybe you've been seeing roses a lot. It says the rose has long been used as a symbolic image for the summation of alchemy. The outer petals representing the first 7 planets and operations, while the inner petals protect the revelations from unwelcome eyes. But what exactly resides at the center of the golden rose? Alchemy tells us it's a secret, and it is meant to be kept as such. The rose spirals both inward and outward simultaneously and offers beauty to the onlooker while concealing its inner chambers. This is the complex nature of the golden rose. It challenges the alchemists to reorient their thinking, to devote their work to honoring the secret, rather than attempting to become the master of it. Kneel at the altar of the unknown. Cherish the golden rose as it is a model of the self. More will be revealed. To go deeper, listen to Patti Smith's Mother Rose, and to ponder the stars as golden roses. So that's a thing, and I feel like that goes hand in hand with what we were talking about with the fear. There's this fear of embracing this part of yourself just as it is and letting the gift guide you through the journey. And that's what your spirit guides are saying. Like, when you surrender and you let go and you allow the gift to unfold, you're going to know yourself the way they know you already. And they could tell you right now until they're blue in the face, but because you're having a hard time believing it for yourself, it's not necessarily going to make an impact hearing it from them right now. So that's why they're saying to surrender and accept this gift. It's not about knowing the gift inside and out. It's about allowing the gift to be what it always was meant to be. And that's a part of you. And that's a beautiful thing to have. So your guides are super, super, super supportive of you, pile 3. I mean, everybody's guides are, but your guides are definitely like up front and center on your journey and helping you. And it's just really, they really, really trust you, and they really appreciate everything that you've done, and you leave them in awe because you do the work, and you're not afraid of the work. Even if you're afraid of the deeper truth of who you are, you're never afraid of the work that's bringing you ever closer to that part of yourself. And they just really do love you so deeply. So this is what I see for you here today. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little rose emoji down below and say, I allow myself to unfold to the secret that lies within my soul, and I accept myself as I am and grow. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box. With that, I would like to take this moment to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this truly powerful message today. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.